don't know if you guys have these questions about yourselves in your lives, like, why did that happen to me? How does someone like me end up out of the league? I could play multiple positions. I'm super athletic. I'm one of the fastest guys on the team. I'm smart. I show up early. I stay late. I thought what I was doing was the biggest thing in my life. Little do I know that God was taking me away from that so we could create the greatest thing in our life.
Can we cut?
No.
We got the first tears on Nice and Neat. We're gonna let this fly.
Joy Monet.
Tank. I'm Melvin Gregg.
This is another episode of Nice and Neat.
I'm Duke.
I'm Omar. I'm Jalon.
Welcome back to another episode.
Yo, what's the deal, y'all? Hope all is well. I'm Duke.
I'm Chanel.
I'm Candace.
I'm Omar.
I'm Brittany.
I'm Jalon, and this is another episode of the #1 podcast in all of Los Angeles, Nice and Neat. As you can see, we got our 100th episode. We coming with big energy this episode because we listen to our audience. I feel like maybe somewhere in the comments we said, hey, who do you guys want to see on the 100th episode? We had some people here and there. You got some people say, oh, we want to see Beyonce. We was like, oh, she's a little busy. We want to see this. But then the mass majority said, we want to see the ladies on, right?
Bigger.
I feel like they said bigger.
They said
right?
bigger.
They said bigger.
Right?
God said bigger.
I serve a God that
They said
say bigger.
Beyonce. They said bigger.
So we got the ladies on. We got our beautiful women on, our women that make us the men that we are, our women that motivate us every single day, our women that constantly give us the energy to be better, to be in front of this camera, to come out and talk to you guys every single week, every single Thursday. Let me see, what days from there? From Friday to Wednesday, these are the ones who are kicking us in our ass, making sure that we give you guys this game every Thursday. So we got the ladies here. Fellas, let's give it up for these ladies.
Come on.
You guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Soaking it up.
Soak it up.
Hey, look, the first time we did this, you guys are meeting Brittany for the first time.
I was about to say that. It's the first.
It looks like we meet somebody else.
Come on.
You guys are meeting somebody else for the first time as well. The first time we did this, I was single. I was fifth wheeling, right? And they were in totally different spaces in their relationships. Omar and Candace are now married and expecting. Duke and Chanel are engaged on the way to marriage. I have my own family as well, and like, this is kind of crazy. I'm actually thinking about this right now. We for our 100th episode, we have all of these moments.
Wow.
That's insane.
Wow.
It's so
Right?
beautiful.
We went from talking about, we were just watching some clips prior to we started. We went from talking about, Chanel, what do you think is a good man? Right? Candace, what are some of the qualities that you like in O? And granted, we're going to still talk about those things this episode to see if those things still reign true. But man, hey, ladies, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on, baby. Thank you.
Seriously.
This isn't easy.
No, we know you took a lot to get here.
This isn't easy.
Man.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. Look, I'm gonna, because we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna start over here on this side. Hey Duke, man, how you feeling that we starting our 100th episode off with your queen next to you, bro?
Listen, bro, it's not even about me. It ain't even about me.
He planned to say this.
Listen.
He couldn't wait. He
look.
couldn't wait.
Listen, I can tell you how I felt, but it ain't about me. I want to know how y'all feel, right? Before we get to the 100th episode, I want to know, because we can talk about how the journey's been for us, right? But how has the journey been since we started podcasting, just from y'all end? You know what I'm saying? From watching us, from even being sometimes the recipient of commentary, right? From like watching the comments, watching the feedback, or maybe listening to things that maybe you don't like or you do like. Like, how's that experience been for y'all?
I'll start it off. I feel very proud of you guys. I know this is probably one of those things, one of those moments. It's just like, don't really speak on how you really feel, right? This is the reality is we've seen you guys have an idea. And when you turn, I love creativity, obviously. I come from a creative background. So watching you guys in this space outside of what you do or have done your whole entire lives to come and say that you're gonna do something and then actually execute it. And we're sitting here at the 100th episode. I'm just like so proud. And we all feel the same way. Like, we speak to each other very often, you know, the women, and we feel honored that you guys asked us to be here. So thank you. And yeah, we just feel proud.
Nervous.
We feel proud of you guys, and you know, we just know that this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, the world, reading the comments, that was another thing that you asked. Reading the comments is it's one of those things where you just have to like take everything with a grain of salt, but like, you guys are really being vulnerable on here. People are going to have their opinions, you know, positive or negative. So I think you guys have done a great job, and the way that we feel, even being behind the scenes, not being on camera, watching you guys and have these conversations in real life to then bring it to the cameras, it's just been like, this is what we do anyways. This is what y'all talk about anyways. Yeah. You're just, now the camera's here all of a sudden, but y'all been on this.
Yeah.
Y'all been these men. Yeah. So, yeah, just proud.
Yeah. I stopped reading the comments. First thing.
First thought.
But aside from that, I think that exactly what Candace said, watching y'all turn an idea into what it is now has been just an incredible journey to watch. And it's very admirable. It's very respectable. And I'm just so excited because I see so much more for y'all. And I think that every week seeing y'all show up and have these conversations, and I think it's really cool that y'all are able to do this as friends. Like, that concept of just getting together with your friends and just talking and sharing it with the world, and the messages that you guys give to the world is something that we need now more than ever. So keep doing y'all thing. I'm proud of y'all. And I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah. Brittany, how did Jalon's, I guess when you first became aware of Nice and Neat, you was watching Jalon, you know, as someone who wasn't your man, right?
He was in my head.
Okay. He wasn't here.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
a good one.
Okay.
I love this.
How has,
Come on now.
I guess, how has Jalon been able to just be the person that, did Jalon grow into the person that you thought he was going to be before you guys actually became something?
I wouldn't say he grew into that person because we had a pretty good cadence before we started dating. We were friends. Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. We were friends before we started dating, so we had a really good cadence. I didn't really watch Nice and Neat before we started dating because I was interested in him and I didn't want to take anything that he may have said for content or social media. Like, I didn't know that was truly who he was. So I didn't want to have any preconceived notions. I just wanted to get to know him for who he is. And he's, I mean, you guys know, Jalon's the most consistent man on the planet. So he was definitely this, I would say he's very similar, but he grew into the family man that he is now. I mean, we all grow, so he's just continuously grown. Yeah.
You didn't like, Jalon used to be shirtless, huh?
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
Oh, yeah.
I liked it, but it was like,
I
it
liked
was a little, he was outside. He was like outside.
There was nothing. You said you didn't watch anything?
I didn't watch it. And I felt bad because he'd always ask me, he'd be like, hey, like, you know, have you checked out the podcast yet? Have you seen it? And I would feel so bad by saying no. And I didn't want to just like put all my cards on the table and be like, no, like, I like you. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know you before I know you.
Yeah.
So,
Honest.
No,
That's smart.
you knew this.
you know what's funny is, like, we didn't follow each other when we first met. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was on purpose. It's just like, yo, I don't want nothing else to, like, persuade me or get in the way of me actually getting to know this person.
Yeah.
So it was such a delay. I don't think we started following each other till the second time around, right, when we started dealing with each other. But
How often would y'all go look at each other's profiles?
When he was acting funny.
I gotta see what's going on. Let's pull his interest.
Where you at?
When I felt like he was acting funny.
I think that's smart though, because I feel like everything's so digital, it's right in front of your face. So I feel like you can go on anybody's page or their podcast and just make assumptions. And I feel like there's just a space of like, you just want to be real. Like you want to establish like a real foundation. So I actually went back. We watched some episodes together, but like I would go back and watch things after the fact.
Okay.
But,
Well, that's good. That's good then. So was there anything that you saw in the episodes that Jalon, that you guys watched together that may have turned you off from Jalon and that made you say, I didn't really align with that?
I wouldn't say not align with it. We're very different. Like I feel like our morals are the same. Like we have the same structure and foundation and background, but like the way he does things is completely opposite from how I do it. So I wouldn't say that I never disagree. It's just like I always ask him like, hey, what did you mean by this? Yeah.
That's a great question.
You need some elaboration.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I learned how to communicate through that. Like, you know, you're so used to living in your world and how you speak and how you talk to the people you talk to. And when somebody's like, yo, what did you mean by that? And you'd be like, what did I mean?
I think before I slap you. Hey, what do you mean before I slap you? What do you mean by that?
What did I mean by that? And you got to actually like, okay, let me actually articulate that a little bit better. I learned how to speak much better even on our show because she would be like, yo, like, what did you mean by that? Like, explain that, elaborate. Or actually, when you just say this part of that, it sounds like this. And it's like, okay. I don't sound polished when I say that. Like, that doesn't sound good. Like, you go back and look at some of our old episodes. There might be something in the episode that you guys were on where I'll be like, ugh, I could have said that better.
Of course, yeah,
That's a
evolving.
part of
That's
it.
good. And I've seen you grow. Like even seeing you guys together, it's just like you guys make each other better. You know, it's a great thing to see, and you know, knowing you.
This
from
isn't
that.
about us.
Sorry,
Look,
but it's just we're talking about communication, and I can
Candace
see
thinks
it.
she's slick.
Speaking of growing, we see you growing, Candace.
Growing and glowing.
Like,
You guys might hear me breathing on the mic a little bit. It's because it's hard to breathe.
Breathing
It's
for
real
two.
hard to breathe. We're 6 months today.
Oh,
Thank you. We're
That's
so
exciting.
So hold up a second before we get to it, though. Before we get any further into this episode, I do want to pop a bottle.
Okay.
Some celebratory champagne for this 100th episode.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's only right.
It's only right.
Make sure Candace
It's
gets the first
crazy.
one.
It's only, yeah.
No,
I
crazy.
got my little water on deck.
Water on deck.
My little spring water.
You know what I
First
mean?
drink.
Hey, man, cheers to 100, man.
Woo!
Cheers to 100.
100.
Cheers to
Pour that thing
y'all.
up,
Yes.
So go ahead, Jalon. You
Y'all
got your
did
question.
Man, Candace, this is actually for you.
What?
You over there, you growing. You're growing beautifully. You have an incredible glow about you. I think it's super dope as well. I just want to go ahead and give you some of your flowers. Like, being able to, you mentioned we've been knowing each other for now 7 years.
That sounds forever.
We've been knowing each other for such a long time, and just to see the different stages and the different levels of evolution. I remember on our last episode when you were talking about, you were fascinated by the man that he is, and who he was in that state.
Yeah.
Now, who do you expect him to be as a father? And like, what are you looking to see him, like see in him and see him pass down to you guys as children?
It's not really expecting. It's more of like, I'm just watching him grow into this family man that I've always really imagined. And it makes me fall in love with him more and more every day. I know they say some women in pregnancy, they either like are super annoyed with their husbands or, you've seen everything. My timeline is full of how everybody's reaction should be towards their significant others. I've found that first, it was the marriage, right? The wedding, and like how our day went from supposed to be like the most amazing day in the world. We had the craziest wedding day. His father ended up in jail. His father ended up in the hospital. Same. His father ended up in the hospital. It was a hurricane. We were on a yacht. I threw up all over like
The side of the boat.
the side of the boat. The day was crazy, but the way that we came together and like ended the evening just like we did it, you know, we got through the day. It was almost like a sign of some sort. Like, we're going to be able to get through the storms. We're going to be like, how are we going to do this? We went aside, we prayed, we did what we had to do. Our pastor was on the yacht with us and like made us feel really comfortable. So kind of just staying in that space, and then we knew we were pregnant probably
2 weeks before.
2 weeks prior. So, but the wedding was already planned. So getting to this space and being actually pregnant for the first time and watching him in this season has just been extremely, like, I'm just so thankful to have my best friend be with me through this, you know? Like, I like, internally, I realized that, like, I low-key picked him for this part, you know, because this isn't something that I take lightly. Like, pregnancy, having a family, like, that's number one for me in my life. Like, beyond the career, beyond being the number one showgirl in the world, beyond being this, like, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, best-selling author.
Yeah.
Because that's important to me, because I am one of those women. But nothing is more important than family for me.
Yeah, so what's your reaction, though, when you hear people say, yo, actually family shouldn't be that important or be number one, and you should always look out for yourself or put yourself first over family? What's your reaction to that?
That's coming from a hurt place. When you hear those kinds of things, I came from a loving family. So that's what I know, and that's what I feel like I'm put here for. I'm put here for my family. I'm put here for love. Without love, really, truly, I'm good. I don't really want to be here. Whether it's in love with myself, whatever's happening, loving my family, and loving my significant other. Now I'm creating my own family. We're creating a family of our own. It's like, this is the most important thing. Right. And then also getting married as well. Like, I don't want to just like run over that as if it's not a important part of this equation. Like, getting married was like the craziest experience the day of, but I'm saying, like, our dynamic has grown. I think there was an episode where he was like, I don't think it's going to change that much. We've been living together for a long time. We've been blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's going to blah, blah, blah. Babe, tell me what's up.
Not even, what have we been married, 4 months?
Yeah.
Instant change.
Instant change.
Instant change. The second we got married. More protective, more proud.
Everything.
More everything.
The conversation. And it's like his protection mode is different. And it's, I feel it and it's on me and I wear it everywhere, even when he's not around. I walk different.
Come on.
Because I'm a bold you know? And it's one of those things I've prayed about since I mean, you date as a kid. You date for this. And this, I feel like I'm living a freaking fairy tale or a dream or my dream. You know, so it feels like I'm walking in it. It feels like I'm living in it, and watching him get here while we're now expecting. I tell people all the time, I'm just like, is this the honeymoon phase or what? Because everything he does is like so hot to me. Like, I'm like, he checks on me. He makes sure I go to bed. I'm breathing like this in bed, like trying to just get air. And he's like, you good? Like, just like the smallest, tiniest things. Not on like an OD way, but just like a real protective way. I just feel protected by my man, and there's no place I'd rather be. So watching him do that,
Willis. Come on, let's give it up for Willis. Let's give it up for Willis one time, man.
Wow, and he's very fucking sexy to me.
Did you guys know that when it rains, it's like clearing energy for something new, like a new foundation and everything?
Yeah, but at that time, when you're ready to get married and you're rocking on the boat like this, and you're dressed and your hair's going crazy and you're everything that you prepared, you ain't hearing none of that. You're like, this day is getting ruined by the second. It started off with his father not making it. Like that, I'm like, there's really no coming back from this. Granted, thank God he's alive. He got out of the hospital 2 days later. We didn't know that at the time.
Right.
You know?
And you cut the cake with him.
Yeah.
That was special.
Oh, yeah. We brought
he celebrated.
We actually brought the sonogram to his bedside the day after the wedding, because we're like, this is what we're going to tell everyone of our family, that we're pregnant. Yeah. He's not going to be here, so we're just going to make it special for him and give him an extra boost to get up out of
Yeah.
the hospital.
Yeah.
So that was a really, really special moment for Mr. Bolden. I'm not allowed to call him Carney Bolden or like,
Mr.
hey,
Bolden.
like whatever.
Super
He's
traditional.
checked me from day one. He's like,
Yeah.
Mr. Bolden. I was like, yes, sir.
The old
Never
school.
again.
The old school.
Let me
I
ask
don't
you.
play.
Let me ask you a question, babe. How have you seen yourself grow in our relationship, right? And what are some of the, I guess, challenges that come with like trying to have a thriving relationship like ours?
Okay, one question at a time.
Okay.
How have I seen myself
Okay.
grow?
Okay. In what ways? Yeah. How you
In
see
what ways? Believe it or not, I always knew that there was like more to get from me, like more growth for me, more things for me to learn. But I always questioned myself and wondered, what can this man really teach me? And you've taught me so much. Like, I've grown tremendously, and in a way where it's just like I've learned how to control. You taught me how to control my emotions more. And I never
huge.
thought that's something a man could do.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I thought it was just up to me to do that. So I'm incredibly grateful for you to be willing to teach me and work through me. I wasn't like angry, y'all, but I just, I had things that I needed to work on.
Yeah.
And you always checked me on those things and made me aware of those things and allowed me to work on them and grow through them. And, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I think we got an episode called "How to Check Your Girl Respectfully." Right?
Yeah, we do.
So
We
I'm
do.
glad you
Yeah.
said that. 'Cause Chanel was going to ask you. I think this is just like a good teaching moment, right? It's a good teaching moment for our audience. What are some of the things that Duke did to respectfully check you?
Just delivery. Delivery.
Because it's not what
It's
you
not
say,
what
it's how
you
you
say,
say
it's
it.
how
That's
you
what
say
gets
it.
me
That
every
is, like,
time.
don't say it.
Yeah.
Wait, what gets you every time?
The delivery.
The delivery. It's not what you
Like
say, it's how
now,
you say it.
now it's just like I already know, so I'll just be like, call right back, babe. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. I'm frustrated. You know,
Exactly. And that's what it be.
it's like
just
that look. Like, who are you talking to?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's like you let your emotions affect the delivery, and it may not even be something that he's done, but it's just like I've learned to notice when it's happening, and either in some moments not do it, or some moments it happens and apologize for it, and be self-aware enough to be like, yo, my bad, like it's not a good day today. I need some time. I've also learned to take time. Because
Ooh, that's
I
good.
need time before we talk.
That's different.
I heard that in the way she just said that, right?
Yeah.
I heard that. Oh, okay, hey,
Tell me,
hey, take your time, baby.
Yeah. So just learning how to really like regulate my emotions as it relates to different challenges in our relationship, as it relates to different challenges for me, someone who moved to this new city, becoming an entrepreneur, quitting my full-time job, like all of these emotions that I could have never even anticipated came up once I moved from New York. And we got through a lot of different challenging moments, and he really helped me through that. So
Man,
thank you.
that's great. I got that's great.
Yeah,
I love the way you said that.
thank you.
Yeah. Brittany, I wanna swing it to you. So sweet. Because a lot of people may not know about your relationship. You packed up and moved to a different state, just like Chanel did for Jelon. So I want to know, like, what really made you feel comfortable? What gave you the confidence to pack up and move your whole change your entire life for this man?
That's a good question.
That's
Love.
a good question.
Love.
Love will blind you.
Just
Hop on a plane, huh?
so background context, because nobody knows who I am. I'm from California, so I'm not from Los Angeles. I'm from the Bay Area, but I did live in LA before. And during the pandemic, like everyone else, I was just like, I'm going to go to Texas. I'm never coming back. I'm about to get a 6-bedroom house and land. And then came right back.
Smart gal.
Yeah. But I'd have to say, we were talking about this earlier. I feel like when you just know. And I never understood what that meant until I was in it. Like I've never been like a person who just dates multiple people. Like I've always been like a long-term relationship woman. And I've never just known that any of those people were the right one. Like there was just always something, or like your intuition as a woman, we know that. Like we just know when it's not right. I never felt that way about Jalan, ever. Like our relationship just kept growing and growing. And even when we would hit, you know, like communication barriers or like learning curves of each other, it was never like setbacks, if that makes sense. Where you're just taking a step back and you're like, you know what? I'm cool off of him. So, you know,
consistency, right?
Consistency. So
I think that's what they all kind of have
In
common.
yeah.
Is that made us probably all feel kind of comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was scared to date him because I lived in Texas at the time, and I was like, we really liked each other. We were talking from the time we started dating, we talked every single day.
Well, that's interesting though. If you felt like that about it, what was so scary about it?
I was scared to go into a long distance relationship and then not be able to see your partner. And I realized how consistent he was when he said, that's not something you'll ever have to worry about. I promise I will see you all the time. And I was like, okay, we'll see. You know, I'm going to take a step back and see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hate that. Like,
that means show up.
Yeah,
Right.
that means
That
I
means
want
I
to
believe when I
you
see
to
it.
show up.
That
feel
man,
when I
that man
see
was on
it.
that plane every other Saturday. So Austin.
Yeah.
He sure was.
yo,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm like, bro, why you going to Austin so
You
much, bro?
claimed it from when we first met her.
He said
Yeah,
he
he
was.
did.
he did say
He
that.
told you
Wow.
that.
It was a concert. I'll never
Wow.
forget
It
it.
was what concert?
Hey,
Wiz
look.
Kid.
Wiz
What you
Kid.
mean?
One of the
Wiz
most
Kid.
lit concerts
It was
we've all ever
great.
been
Yeah.
to.
Oh, that was
Vibe.
a great concert.
That
Look,
was
he
the
said, "Hey, we got this concert. We go to this concert. I never met Brittany. None of us met
I
Brittany.
remember. Oh yeah.
We don't know Brittany.
So crazy.
We've never met
We
in
get to this
person.
concert.
No.
I mean, he may have mentioned Brittany, but we get to this concert and he here with Brittany. I'm like, who's this? Who you with? Like what? So he like, we have everybody. It's a good time. It's a good time. We vibing. Everybody having a good time, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Jalan, like he was excited.
Yeah.
You know, he was like excited to bring you around.
To show you off.
You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
yo, like
How could you not be?
Like, you know, I
Hello.
want to integrate her. You know, that's what it felt like. And I was just like, oh wow, I never seen him like this.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen him like this. I seen him
That
be
was
cool.
Yeah.
I seen him be smooth. But I never seen him excited like that.
Also, I don't remember. I think it was Chanel who said it. Like, you pay attention to like your man's friends, right? So like, you guys were very protective over Jalan. Like, you pressed me.
I did.
What
I
happened?
feel like I did press you.
It was mostly dude.
I like, oh, so I said, like, so where you from? So where you from? She was like, I was like, okay.
I
you're
was
not-
like, oh, they really care about him. Like, this isn't just this is just a girl he's bringing around. And that's something I noticed. Like, Jalan never just like posted girls or
Nah.
like, he was just never, I mean, I'm sure he had like his single days, but like, he wasn't sloppy. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
saw.
Mini
Yeah.
moves.
Many
And you know,
moves. Many moves.
and you know what? I think
Been picky.
Yeah.
I remember that day too, and I remember to me at least, right? It felt like you weren't that talkative, right? And I didn't know we didn't know too much information about you.
Yeah.
So he just kind of brought you in without kind of warming everybody up. So it was just like, damn, I wonder. So it was like
You were like, why
it was
you like
it was like
Jalan?
it was
I
like
was like,
a we'll see.
Yeah.
It was like a we'll
We'll
see.
see.
It was like a we'll see. Right? And as time went on, he would talk about you more, and he's like, yo, I mean, it was quick. Hey, that's my girl now. Right? And when any of us come to the table and say, "Hey, that's my girl," it ain't no questions. It ain't like, "Hey, yo, why would you do that?" It's like, "Hey, yo, that's your girl." I
right.
bet.
Cool.
And then as time goes on, he's going out there. You come down here. I'm like, okay, cool.
Something that stood out to me too at that concert, Jalan's very social and outgoing. Like, I'm very much an observer. Like, I like to sit back and just like make sure that like I want to engage before I actually engage. And I felt like he knew everyone in that concert. Like, every time he turned around, he was saying hi to somebody. People were dapping him up. Typically, if I was left alone on a first date with a man, I'd be like, this is the last time you'll ever see me again. You guys made me feel so welcome. Like, I almost felt like okay, like cool, I'm good. Like,
That's cool.
we were dancing, singing, just like, it was a good time. And then I turn around and he'd be there and he'd be like, do you need anything? And then he's gone again and he'll come back. He was like in and out, but those are the things where it just feels right, and you're like, this feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best night.
There's no right answer,
Best night
but I want to get y'all
Thank you,
opinion, right?
Wizkid.
Because that reminds me of something. So basically, you felt safe,
I felt safe.
okay? And I want to ask y'all, everybody really, but I just want to get your opinion. Hey, what do y'all prefer, or if you had to choose, would you choose safety or love?
Who child? Well,
That was good.
You asked me this the other
Yeah,
day and I couldn't
yeah.
answer it.
Well, since nobody's grabbing it, you asking everybody, or you just asking the women?
Safety or love in what
Woman.
context though? Like,
However you. So I think what's a more a more valuable recipe for love? I mean, for your relationship,
So
is it love or is it safety?
this is interesting, man. I've been talking about love a lot with my brother, right? And we've been talking about what like love means. And love is safety. Like love is kindness, love is peace, love is patience, love is all of those things. I don't think you can have love without safety.
Right.
So
yeah.
like it's in it. I mean, I think if somebody doesn't like really think about the question, and you know you choose one or the other, you actually doing yourself a disservice when it comes to love. Like they're in love, she feels safe. You guys are in love, she feels safe. I know she feels safe. So all of those things come with what love is. Granted, I think you can make somebody feel safe without loving them, but I don't think you can love somebody without making them feel safe.
yeah.
So like that I think it's a good question, and I feel like you could trick some people who aren't really thinking into it, but I don't think you could love somebody without making them feel
And
safe.
is there a level of safety that as men you feel from your women?
Yeah, for sure.
In what sense?
Yeah.
Like how exactly?
I would say
How
with
do you
my
feel
emotions.
safe?
I would say with my emotions. Like I feel safe. I feel safe being vulnerable and expressing how I feel. Whereas typically, like if we're just talking candidly, like I may not be as open and vulnerable with those emotions, even though we're brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
another level of comfortability, of safeness that I feel with my woman, with my wife.
Because I'm coming to her for certain things. I'm
I'm
not
coming to
talking
her for
about.
everything.
Yeah.
I'm coming to her for everything because I feel safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say yes, 1000%.
Can you really love somebody if you don't truly feel safe though? Like
you
that's
really?
such a guarded space. Like in order to truly love somebody, you have to have such a level of vulnerability. Like I've never felt so, I'll just say like naked with Jalon. Like emotionally, like I feel like I could go to him for anything, and I don't know that I could actually say I love him if I didn't feel.
But I'm sure there's some people out there that are like in love with the person that they're really not supposed to be with because that person really does not protect them and their feelings. I think you probably have to be at a certain vibration to be able to accept that kind of love in a way that you kind of cover yourself and protect yourself. So you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's some people out there that can love without feeling safe.
Without that.
Without
Let me
feeling
ask
safe.
you guys
Yes,
this.
exactly.
Maybe
Do you
it started
guys
off like
feel
that.
like as like a woman, do you feel like your level of safety increased as like a fiance and now a wife? Because something I remember Jalon said to me when Omar and Candace got engaged was, I love to see how like light Candace is. Like she's just so happy and light. I feel like that's the most beautiful thing. And I feel like even as a girlfriend, like we started our family, but I wonder like, is it different as like a fiance and then a wife? Do you feel just covered?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
watching them, we're all evolving as humans. I know that I've evolved from being a girlfriend, even from dating. The way I was, you could see in the other episodes, like even what I was wearing, like, what's up? Like, what were you doing? You're such a girlfriend. Like, I'm a wife now. Okay, it's a little different. No, but I mean, the evolving, and just in general, I mean, yes, it comes from the relationship, but, you know, just watching him grow, and also even the things that I do in the house are different. Like, I used to hate when he used to say, I'm hungry. It used to drive me crazy. I thought that was like a call for, feed me, cook for me. You're going to cook and you're
Hey,
going to
woman.
clean. Yeah, hey, woman.
Yeah.
Cook, clean, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's so different. It's like he says I'm hungry. It's like even my mannerisms are different. I'm like, I don't want because
My
now you're
husband
me.
to be hungry.
We are one
Yeah.
now. I don't want you to be hungry because then I don't know what that is, you guys. I really don't. It's not that I'm just like settling down and I'm a housewife now and this is what it is, and it has nothing to do with that. I think it's just understanding what it really means to be married under God and like honor that and honor the family dynamic and honor the fact that you are a piece of this man's body.
Come on.
Well, there's going to be a piece of him will be with you forever. Because, with this.
He done knocked me up.
Yeah. You know, Candace, you said something, man. I really feel like submission is a gradual process, especially as I seen in my relationship. You know, you would, and I feel like my brothers can attest to this. Like early in a relationship, you're like, yo, why is there so much friction all the time? Like, why is it like, it was something simple that I asked for. And I'm sure you guys as women felt it as well. Like, yo, it was just something simple that I asked for. And like, why he meet me with this? I've learned submission is not a one-way street, right? So like the same exact way where you hear, I'm hungry, and it's like sends you into a frenzy. He might hear something and it might send him into a frenzy at one point in time. And as time goes on, you guys kind of chip away at each other's vulnerability, at each other's trust, to where you're like, yo, I'm hungry doesn't mean that.
Yeah.
I'm hungry means I need love.
Yeah.
You know?
Or I trust you to help me with this.
I trust you, right? And that right there, so my biggest thing was, I was like, I don't need to share everything, because if I start sharing stuff, then that means that I'm going to give it to you, and one day I might need to take that back because I might not know how to do it no more. And I trust you so much that you taking care of it, and like, I might not have access to that part of me anymore.
That's deep.
Yeah, that is really deep.
Yeah. That's real though, because I could see how you can compartmentalize that.
Because I feel like I felt that before, and I remember we would just have so many conversations, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna be completely open with Brittany. I'm just gonna be completely open. I'm gonna dive head first.
You made that choice.
I made a decision. Like, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna dive head first. I'm gonna be fully locked in. Yeah. And I feel like there's a switch that happens in everybody's relationship to where it's like, okay, I like you and I enjoy you and we enjoy each other, but like, these are the things that I'm holding on to still. And then there's like okay, this is my choice to be committed now. And that's another process that happens within the relationship. Yeah. Chanel, I've seen that in you. Crazy. Like, that wasn't day one. That wasn't day one you.
No, it wasn't.
Right? You know, you Brooklyn, all the, you know, everything, right? Like,
no.
When we talk about love and love being patient and love being kind, how much of that did Duke show you to where you say, you know what? Let my love be patient. Let my love be kind. Let my love be long-suffering. Like, what was that in him? Because I feel like he had to show you that. You was like, I'm not giving you no cards till you give me the cards. Like, where was that point for you guys in y'all's relationship?
I think, believe it or not, it was a bit of a dance for us. It was like a little bit of give, a little bit of take. And then once I started seeing him become more vulnerable, I was able to, you know, really take my guard down, trust him. And then the experiences that we actually had to go through, just, you know, like the challenges of being in a new city, the challenges of running my business, and the challenges of living with a man for the first time. Like, seeing how we got through those situations, how we worked through them. I was like, it was kind of like okay, like just a deep breath kind of feeling. And with just chipping away at that little by little, it just got me to the point where I felt like I could take the back seat. Like, he will lead me into the right spaces, and he will allow me to be the woman that I want to grow into, and even be better if I just allow him to like take the lead.
Sometimes that's tough. Yeah.
It's really tough.
Sometimes that's tough for women. I mean, some women are like meant for that life. I've got friends that are like, I'm motherfucking tired. Take these burdens off of me, and here, I'm ready to hand it to a man. Then I have other friends that are the exact opposite. Like, there's nobody gonna come mess up with my piece. I've worked way too hard to be here.
Yes, and that's kind of where I was at. Like,
Exactly.
I just worked way too hard to anybody to ruffle my feathers.
Yeah,
Right.
And so,
But I
have
think
that balance.
with that mentality though, it doesn't work because you've already made the commitment to be here.
Yeah.
Right. So
Or,
you
like,
can't
trying to
try to
be.
be you can't try to have your foot in two different places. All right.
Sounds
Right.
good. Sounds good.
Like, no, I'm saying because like, hey, yo, if you've flown across the country, you've just made a decision to move across the country, right? Yeah, for work, right? But you could have did work anywhere. You did work here.
She's there for you.
All right. So to have that mentality where it's just like, yo, I'm not gonna give myself to no man. It's like, yo, then what is this for? Right. And I think for me, what I've learned is through our experience, I've learned that you can't wait for a woman to be vulnerable in order for you to be vulnerable. So you can't, like, you almost can't wait for a woman to create a safe space for you.
Yeah.
You got to show her that it's safe for us. All right. You got to show her that, hey, yo, listen, I already know what you're thinking. You know, I know you're afraid right now. I know that you are reserved right now, right? Because it's like, yo, I don't want to say I love you until he said I love you, right? It's like that. It's like that narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to show my cards until I know that he gonna show his cards, right? So like, as a man, I think you just got to understand that. So for me, it was just like, all right, cool. I firmly believe that I can control just the direction of this relationship, you know, and I can control how far we go and how fast we go and all those things. And I know that, all right, look, if I really care about this woman and I got this woman out here right now, all right, I don't have time to be trying to hide my cards. Look, here's my cards. This is what I want. This is what I want for us. This is what I want for you. This is what I want for me. All right, now I'm naked. Right? Now she's like, okay, cool. I can breathe a little bit because I had all this pent. I was hiding. So now we good. You put your cards, I put my cards, and now we can roll. So I think that I get what y'all talking about. As a man, though, I think we should never wait on a woman to create a safe space for us.
And that's a space where you guys lead.
Always.
You know?
yeah, and I want to reiterate that it took us time to get there, right? So me moving out here, getting my own place, not staying at my place.
That's right.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah. Remember, we was like, dude,
Yeah.
No, seriously.
So and that's also like I was the type of guy that I would allow her to figure that part of herself out.
Yo.
Yeah, and I'm glad you did.
I ain't gonna just be like, nah, that's stupid. Move with me. Nah, you need that.
ahead, have
Take that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take that. Take whatever you need. That's not what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Right. And then we got there with time.
Yep.
That's right. It took time, but y'all did it. And
Doing it.
inseparable sense, and
And
it's
then-
been so nice to watch.
And a lot of, I think what you said, yo, I could take a back seat, right? But it's not really a back seat. You know, and I think a lot of women don't want to have to feel like they have to take a back seat to a man just for the simple fact that they don't trust him. I think that, right? But I feel like when you trust a man, you're not necessarily taking a back seat. You just allow him to step in front of anything that's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say that too, but it's more like a driver's seat, passenger seat.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
still need you
Yeah,
on
yeah.
deck, alert,
Yes.
looking at you. You're my other set of
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
for
mean?
sure.
So I just allow him to be driving the car.
Right. You can take over.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I do like Duke's analogy a little bit more, and I say that because I will die for you. That is my job.
For real?
You know.
Real.
I'm just
For real.
kidding.
Hey, take a step. I kill for you.
Yeah.
I kill for
When
you.
I tell you the other night. When I tell you the other night.
I'll die for you.
Like
I
that,
look- how
that
much
is
is
my
that?
job. That's not your
That's
responsibility
so
to do.
deep,
Yeah, I
though.
was like,
Like so.
Wow.
So when we talk about like the leadership aspect, like just think about if we was out and we were hunting and it was like, hey, yo, stay behind me. Let me make sure this is good. Okay, cool. Let's step here. Let's take these steps here. And I go get a kill. I go take care of that. Or if I get killed, you're not getting killed too, though. That's me. I'm stepping in front of everything.
Even if you're scared. Even if you're in front.
Like, I think, man, it's funny. We was laughing the other day. And it was just like, remember when you was a kid and you had the space to be scared? Like I was telling him, I was like, we're not scared anymore. It's just, you don't have the space to.
Yeah.
Like,
Still be scared.
yeah. Like we hear the bump in the night, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to get up. Let me get up.
I don't want to. I don't want to. Man, you coming with me?
my passenger. I need a
scared
set of
to be-
eyes.
Hey, come on, man. Come on. Let me go on this.
But you be like, yo, like, it's no way I'm about to let him look at me and be like,
Are you gonna
Daddy's
get that?
scared.
There's no
Why is
time.
dad calling somebody else? I wish my dad would have called somebody. Bro, we thought somebody was outside breaking in. We'd be like, Dad, somebody's outside. My dad will get up in his boxers and go walk outside.
Scared.
So like, and who would I have to think that like, oh, but he wasn't scared. But that's how I felt. And I feel like we create a feeling for our partners, for our families. Yo, they're our leader. They understand. They the one who provide us like to where it's like, hey, even though times are hard right now, we're going to get through it because he's leading us out of this.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how submission organically happens, though. Like when you actually feel as a woman, like I can let him lead. It's not even like you're being submissive, like I'm not going to do anything. Like he has a final say for everything. Like we very much converse about every decision that's made, but like I trust that even if I can't see it immediately, that Jalan's got us.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you just need to like let him.
Yeah.
Just let him.
Yo,
Like I don't need to have a bunch of like anxieties and eyes anymore.
Do you feel that people conflate submission and femininity?
And what? Feminine.
Yeah, how you feel about femininity, babe?
Uh-oh. They can talk about this.
I'm gonna get dragged.
Go ahead.
Oh man, thank y'all for watching. Check this out though. We are going to drop the extended version of this episode in our Patreon. So if you're not in our Patreon family right now, man, make sure you sign up. All right, because this whole episode ain't going on YouTube. All
And
right,
it's good.
This whole episode ain't going on YouTube. So if you want to check out the extras, the juicy stuff, the behind the scenes stuff, the spicy stuff, go to Patreon, all right?
Take the risk to go and get them bands. I'll be the one to never sit and go and make a plan. Knowing my mother getting old now, I don't got no time. Gotta keep a couple for the road, the rest get left behind. Yeah. To the hunters, pledge allegiance, I stand.